Good morning, Bears, and happy Friday.
Coming up, we will take a look at the boys volleyball team and student food segment. We'll also be looking at administration's take on the walkout at the end of the show.
The Bears have been doing big things this year. The AP Economics students tied with Mason High School for #1 in the state in the National Economics Challenge.
The team comprised of Joshua Lynn, Charlie Little, Zane Patamise, and Thomas Richter. They lost in a tiebreaker that was based strictly on time.
The Arlingtonian staff won a few of the Columbus Dispatch's Marties, a contest for excellence in scholastic journalism.
Congrats to Dylan Carlson-Servant and Sophie Yang for winning the highest overall award, the Marty. Also, congrats to Dylan and Claire Driscoll for winning Best News Writing, and Will Price and Zach Bakowitz for winning Best Sports Writing.
Tomorrow is the National College Fair from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Greater Columbus Convention Center. This free event offers opportunities to learn about potential schools and talk to admission representatives.
Next Friday, our school is recognizing the National Spread the Word to End the Word campaign.
Students and staff are encouraged to wear their Spread the Word to End the Word t-shirts in support. If you don't have a t-shirt, wear black and gold or go to r-word.org to order a t-shirt.
This week, Zenobia and I took a look at the dangers associated with sleeping with technology. As of recently, the problem of sleeping with technology has come to public attention. Cases throughout the world with electronics catching on fire, electrocuting people, and electronics burning people as they sleep have become more and more common. UA alumni Hannah Barker is a victim of the dangers of sleeping with technology. Barker reported that she woke up in the middle of the night to a searing pain and found a cube-shaped burn on her leg from the computer charger. The next day, it grew to a 2-inch diameter blister. Her injury has been painful, caused inflammation throughout her calf and ankle, and has required antibiotics. After not receiving a response from her complaint on Apple's online forum, Barker went public on Twitter with photos. Apple support responded within 5 minutes of the tweet, and while they never took responsibility for the burn, they did compensate her with $500 worth of accessories. When we went into Apple Store to ask about safety concerning sleeping with technology, they were not able to comment. This has been Sydney Lowe and Zenobia Chris reporting for WARL.
Although we got no comments from Apple, experts suggest that you keep your technology out of your bed while you sleep, including chargers, and place them on non-flammable surface.
Senor Nasca's 5th period Spanish class is selling reusable water bottles for their campaign to reduce plastic waste while donating to the Ohio Hispanic Coalition. They are $10 and can be purchased during your lunch periods through April 27th.
And now to Madeline and Ben with sports.
Welcome back to sports.
Boys baseball beat Pick Central 13-12 last Saturday in a rainy game at home. They play Marysville at home tonight at 5.
Girls softball lost 3-1 to Marysville on Wednesday and won 14-7 yesterday against Dublin Kaufman. Their next game is tonight at Westland.
Boys volleyball beat Pickerington Central 3-2 on Tuesday and beat Pick North 3-0 on Thursday.
The boys volleyball team tells us about their recent success and their goals for the remainder of the season.
He was just, whenever he gets this year, more than other years, it has been more focused around volleyball rather than other things like playing basketball. So this year we're more focused than we have been in previous years. So that's showing through our play, and that's good.
Leading up to the season, we had open gyms on every Sunday night, which allowed a lot of the new players to get in and get some touches and learn some basic skills, and some of the more advanced players to also get some touches and hone some skills.
We only have one goal this year, and that's to win a state championship. That's where our minds are at right now.
All of the teams in our conference are about to our playing level, so
No, we're better than every team out there. We're just the best team in our league, best team in the division, best team in the state. So nobody can match our talent.
We're currently 6-2, so come out. We need more people at our home games. They're pretty weak, so come on. And
I already have enough people, but you guys can come and
just watch us play. Yeah. Tickets are cheap.
Yeah,
it's a good play.
This has been Madeline Nichols and Izzy Robeson for WARL.
You can catch the boys on Monday at home against Northland.
The boys tennis team won 5-0 yesterday. With this win, the tennis team adds to their now 6-0 record for the season. The boys will be playing tonight and tomorrow in Cincinnati against Mason, Indian Hill, and Sycamore.
Boys lacrosse won last night against Olentangy Liberty 5-4. Their next game is on Tuesday at Hilliard-Davidson.
Girls lacrosse will be playing in a tournament tomorrow at Thomas Worthington against Eastern Kentucky and Indian Hill.
The track and field Bears are being dismissed today after 6th period for their invitational in Lancaster. The Fulton relays will begin at 5.
The Blue Jackets play Game 5 of the series tomorrow in Washington at 5 p.m. The series is 2-2 right now, with the Jackets suffering a loss last night at home.
Now to Kate and Nick at Lifestyle.
The annual Golden Apple Awards are being given out by the Upper Arlington Civic Association to recognize excellence in education.
This week, awards were presented to our very own Adele Vergis, Wycliffe's Julie Eyrich, Windermere's Shannon Hemmelgarn, Barrington's Janelle McKee, Tremont's Bobby Huffman, Greensview's Jana Holland, and Jones's Josh Clemens.
Film festival submissions are due Monday. Please share your silver screen masterpieces with Mrs. Fountain and Mrs. Haynes through Google Drive.
Their emails are afountain@uaschools.org and mhaynes@uaschools.org.
Matt and Kim will be playing at Express Live tonight at 7. Tickets are running low, but can still be found on Ticketmaster.
In other music news, Beyoncé's performance last Saturday at Coachella was the most tweeted about and most viewed performance ever.
Beyoncé earned 2.8 million social media mentions and nearly 500,000 live streams on YouTube.
Fans looking to see Beyoncé soon better get in formation because she will continue to run the world at her shows in Cleveland this July and Columbus this August.
This week, Kate checked in to see what the Duden section has been up to lately.
What's up, guys? We got a Duden section for you coming back. Nice little restaurant reviews, but with a bit of a twist. Tommy, you want to tell them?
We're going to see what that mouth do.
That is the cheapest thing I'm having.
The what?
Cheapest. Like, the thing that costs the least.
Oh.
She's not a fan of the thing.
Cheers. Cheers. Next up, we got McDonald's. Two cheeseburgers, please. Would you like one? Sure. Oh. A lot of ketchup. I need more ketchup than actual burger there. 10 out of 10. Arby's! Arby's! Let's go. Just have a couple of sliders, please. Okay. Nine out of 10. 9 out of 10.
Be ready. It's almost over. That Doritos Locos Tacos got the best of Tommy.
Kanye West announced he is writing his philosophy book on Twitter. The rapper said his tweets are actually part of his book he's writing in real time.
The book is called Breaking the Simulation. Kanye went on to say, no publisher or publicist will tell me what to put or where to put it or how many pages to write.
On Monday, Kendrick Lamar's critically acclaimed album, Damn, won a Pulitzer Prize. It is the first non-classical or jazz album to win the prestigious honor.
The Hell City Tattoo Festival is back in Columbus this weekend. It won't be next to prom again this year. Instead, prom gawkers will be next to the International Code Council.
Now back to Sydney and Zenobia at Maine.
Bears Against Blood Cancer raised nearly $17,000 to support the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
Sophomores Isabel Sweet and Maggie Ryan won the 2018 LLS Central Ohio Student of the Year Award.
The team includes Allison Cleveland, Macy Porterfield, Gwen Peters, Elizabeth Kane, Julia Linzow, Tessa Fishking, and Grace Hall.
Seniors, time is running out to register for the senior celebration. The celebration will include inflatables, a mechanical bull, and amazing raffle prizes, including gift cards to Thread, Chipotle, Moo Moo Car Wash, and Outdoor Source.
You must turn in the 3 required forms and your check for admission by tomorrow. The forms are available on the Parent Links portion of the UAHS website.
Next week is Pride Week. The Gay Straight Alliance is hosting a week-long event in support of LGBT plus people and to show pride in our identities. Wear rainbow on Monday for Pride Day.
As a response to the shooting in Parkland this February, an uprising of support to end gun violence has spurred several nationwide events. Today marks the 19th anniversary of Columbine. Many protests have been organized in support of ending gun violence.
This is all in response to protests and walkouts such as the nationwide walkout taking place in a few minutes. Lujane explored perspectives on the walkout today. After the package, we'll be cutting to a live stream of the walkout so viewers who are not participating can still be informed on the event.
So we as the high school administration determine any consequences for unexcused absences, yes. We did not feel like it was necessary to give a closed lunch detention for an entire class period when students were only gone for a fraction of the time. Originally, we were trying to be as efficient and effective in terms of volume because we knew a lot of students would be participating. So then we started to problem solve and try to figure out how we would make that work and decided to be consistent with what we typically do. Correct. Yep. Students will be back in their class 6, 7, and 8 so that they can participate in their activity.
I then spoke with the student organizers to gain their perspective.
Today at 10, right after Kickin' It, we're all going to walk to the Marv. You'll want to bring your student ID so you can get back into the school.
At the walkout, we're going to be passing out these orange pins there to show your support. Yeah, I mean, I'd say we've done a decent job at talking to the administration, making sure we've worked everything out with them.
And Mr. Theato's done a lot to make sure he's as safe for us. Like there's going to be administrators out there, there's going to be policemen out there.
This was Lejana reporting for the WARL.
Students will be back in their class 6, 7, and 8 so that they can participate in their activity. I then spoke with the student organizers to gain their perspective.
Today at 10, right after Kickin' It,
We are now live from the Marv for the walkout.
mean, Kelly. I mean, what would you prefer? Well, I think what's more important? Oh my gosh! Every time I look at
Let's go walk out, UA Bears!
So can you tell us what the activities for today?
We're going to have a voter registration drive for those who are 18. We're going to have a petition signing table to show support and implore Congress to make action if you cannot vote. We're going to have sign making tables if you're going to the protest at the State House tonight. And you can sign up to be in the club and get notifications of us for more things happening throughout the year.
Awesome, thank you.
I'll grab the side. I know, my sister literally, I was like, we're gonna take it right up. I want to make it quick. So, are you live streaming out? Oh, okay. So set up like, alright, so. You just have to do
Wow, you got a great job.
Hey. Are you getting video for Kickin' It?
Do you want to share what you're most looking forward to?
Yeah, I do.
Walking around them.
Not really. Not really. Sorry, Olivia. That's like how much popcorn we can eat, like divided by how much it's like. Nice tag yourself, but you don't have to do that.
All right, great. So we're going to start marching around the track now. So you guys want to come onto the track? And we've got some cool kids over here who are going to be doing it. I told everybody to yeah. Connie. Wait. Sorry.
I wasted Why this one?
Yeah.
Refuse.
Oh my god.
Change. Today is the 19th anniversary of Columbine. One of the deadly reasons to make our schools and our communities safer. How many more after Columbine will it take for our legislators to hear us? It is time to tell Congress that we need more than thoughts and prayers to protect our friends, family, and community from being the next victims. We are the future, and we demand change. It has been 64 days since the shooting at Major Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. We stood for what we believed in on February 21st by walking out at noon and honoring the victims with 17 minutes of silence. We saw the hundreds of thousands march for their lives on March 24th in Washington, D.C., and even in our home city of Columbus, Ohio, to stand up and make a change. And today, on April 20th, it is more important than ever to make your voices heard. I challenge you today to make your voice heard and make history, because together, our voices are stronger.
All right, as I said earlier, thank you all for coming out and showing your support. It's brave of everyone to come out here, and I know a lot of you are going to be asked by others, why are you doing this? What's the point? How do you expect to make change by just walking around? At first, it was hard for me to answer this question. I'd ask myself, is what we're doing really making a difference? I remember coming home to seeing my mom crying with the TV turned on to the news showing the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. I remember thinking to myself that this is the final straw. Something's going to change. Here we are 6 years later, 19 years after Columbine, and our country is still facing the same issue. After each tragedy, people send their thoughts and prayers, and then move on. Well, enough is enough. In the 19 years since Columbine, more than 187,000 students attending at least 193 primary or secondary schools have experienced a shooting on campus during school hours. The victims of these tragedies no longer have a voice, and it's our duty to make sure that they are heard. The movement you are seeing across the country is real, and we will not be stopped until there is change. Change must come from everyone in society working together. That's why I'm here today, and I hope that's why you're here today too. Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna start.
Oh yeah, I want it so live. Made this out of harder pictures.
Yeah.
And then they kept talking, and I was like,
I wish you would.
I can't because I won't be registered for my department primary role.
What do we want? Change! What do we want? Change! What do we want? Change! I was like, what? Come out. It's like, I don't think I should have to get
Sheep, cats, and
For you guys that don't know, we're marching on track for 13 minutes for the 13 at Columbine. We have about 2 more minutes left, so we'll take one more lap and we'll stop right around here again and back around.
Do you like my side?
Right there. Okay, I want to get up here. right, guys. All right, guys, once you guys come out to where we're standing, go ahead and head to the middle of the field. And Claire here in the gray sweater and the shirt that we're all wearing will help direct you. We're going to spell something out or make a shape. Not spell, but we're going to make a shape out on the field. All right, guys, so as you start I'm so sorry. As you guys start making a shape, we're going to take a picture from up above in the stands. So once I will tell you when we're taking a picture, if you could keep your signs down while we're taking the picture just so that we can see everybody, that would be wonderful.
Is that the live stream for Kickin It? Mm-hmm. You and Miss Fountain trading places.
She's going to get a tripod.
I don't have my zoom lens, so this is not. Yeah, why they gotta go in my Yeah, I have my drone in my car, but like, I can't use it here. I'm sorry.
Rachel Scott,
Daniel Borbo,
Dave Sanders,
Kyle Velasquez,
Stephen Cornell,
Cassie Bergman,
Isaiah Scholes,
Matthew Kenster,
Lauren Townsend,
George Holder,
Kelly Fleming,
Daniel Mauser.
Corey Couture. Since this day 19 years ago, when two students tragically took 13 of their classmates' lives, 32 of them taken at Virginia Tech, 26 at Sandy Hook Elementary School, 17 at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Since this day, 19 years ago, 270 children have been killed in school.
I didn't try Brian.
Not acceptable.
Because I was just going to get people.
And those are kids that never get to see their parents again. Kids that went to school.
So I have the so I thought that was the canon.
These are kids that have parents and friends that will never get to see their beautiful faces again.
I can't find my charger for my A7S.
These are kids that have bright
Do
and
you have
brilliant
an extra
futures.
I
Forget to
do.
let them know. These are kids that would never. These are kids that. These are kids. We must not allow this to happen anymore. We must not stand by idly any longer. next fight is 270 by longer camera. Make sure you fight for your life before it becomes someone else's job.
I wanted to get the scar. Yeah, that's super.
Okay, we're going to take a few pictures, and then afterwards we're going to have everyone file into the bleachers, and we're going to take some more
Oh, no, not that. It's 2.86.
You guys about done with the pictures up there?
We're good, thank you.
All right. Everyone in the peace sign, you guys can file out here, take a minute, and find a seat in the bleachers. And we're going to let some people who are coming out for fourth period mingle in. And we have another speaker.
I love you. Oh my god.
I can't see. I'm Don't drop it over there.
Hey Claire, all the mics up front. Hey Claire. Or sorry.
Oh, right? I don't want to take mine. I'm not happy.
Hello. Hey guys. Okay, so hi guys, I'm Sophia Reisman. I'm a senior here, and I'm going to talk to you about some of the efforts we have going on today and throughout the coming weeks. So the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is our letter writing campaign. As you all know, you're here because you left class, which is civil disobedience, which I applaud you for. And because of that, we're all going to face the consequence of a lunch detention. Extremely serious, I know, right? But at this lunch detention, we want you guys to still use your time wisely and still continue the activism of our cause. So we have this letter writing campaign. You'll be able to access the letter template through Google Docs. It'll be on my Instagram. It'll be on the UAHS Walkout Twitter and Instagram. People can share it with you. I'll share it with you. You can get this Google Doc. It's super accessible. I'm going to read what the template says, just so you guys know what you're going to get yourself into. So it says, Dear Senator or Representative, and then you can insert whatever name you want, whoever you want to write to. Rob Portman would be a great person to write to. As the child of your constituents or constituent, if you're over 18, I strongly urge you to work with your colleagues to enact legislation to reduce gun violence in our country. Feeling a sense of security inside schools is necessary to the quality of learning students are receiving. Providing safety to children and all of your constituents depends on your actions. We ask you to limit military-style weapons and high-capacity magazines, institute a 30-day waiting period after purchase and universal background checks. We ask you to add a higher age limit, and lastly, destroy the loopholes that exist in Ohio gun show laws. After that paragraph, it says personalized section. You do not have to write anything here, but we encourage you to do so. You can write about other legislation you've heard about that you feel strongly about. You can write about personal emotions you feel about gun legislation. You can write about a story you have, really anything that you want to share with your congressperson, because they should hear what you guys want to say. And then after this personalized section, it'll say, the reforms I'm asking for do not infringe on the Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens and would not lead to gun registration or confiscation. These reforms would make it more difficult for dangerous people to acquire guns, thus leading to a safer country and safer schools. And then it's really windy, guys. We included a quote by the deceased Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, who is known for being slightly conservative even. He says, like most rights, the right secured by the Second Amendment is not unlimited. It is not a right to keep and carry any weapon whatsoever, in any manner whatsoever, and for whatever purpose. And then we write, I hope I can count on you, sincerely, and then you will insert your name, grade, and Upper Arlington High School. So that's the letters that we have. And once you finish completing that online, you can share it with a number of people. I'm not going to tell you all the names right now. All of those emails will be found on below in the Google Doc. And now I'm going to talk to you guys about the petitions we have out on tables today. A few of you might have already started to sign them, but they were created by the kids who started the March for Our Lives. And there are some over here too. So here's what the petition says. In the tragic wake of the 17 lives brutally cut short in Florida, politicians are telling us now that it is not the time to talk about guns. March for Our Lives believes that the time is now. Created and inspired by and led by students across the country, we will no longer risk our lives waiting for someone else to take action to stop the epidemic of mass school shootings that has become all too familiar. We support the right of law-abiding Americans to keep and bear arms as set forth in the United States Constitution. But with that right comes responsibility. We call on all adults in Congress elected to represent us to pass legislation that will protect and save children from gun violence. Our elected officials must act by, and now I'm going to list the calls to action that this petition that you guys hopefully will all be signing is asking for. The first is to pass a law to ban the sale of assault weapons like the ones used in Las Vegas, Orlando, Sutherland Springs, Aurora, Sandy Hook, and most recently to kill 17 innocent people and injure more than a dozen others at Majority Stoneman Douglas High School. The second one is to prohibit the sale of high-capacity magazines, such as the one the shooter at our school, Majority Stoneman Douglas High School, and so many other recent mass shootings used. The third is to close the loophole in the background check laws that allow dangerous people who should not be allowed to purchase firearms to slip through the cracks and buy guns online or at gun shows. The children of this country can no longer go to school in fear that each day could be their last. Please sign this petition and demand a comprehensive and effective bill be immediately brought before Congress to address these gun issues. So those are two of the more important things that we want you guys to take part in. Anyone in a red shirt can answer any questions during our next kind of free time activity about either of these things if you do have questions. And next, we're just gonna kind of have, if you need to get lunch, go get lunch, sign petitions, get information about the letter writing campaign. We're going to have on the bleachers and in the center, if you packed a lunch or bring it back here, we're going to have discussions about what you guys and what we all want to see change in our schools regarding safety that maybe don't even involve gun legislation, and also things that might not be on what we've talked about. If you feel passionate about it, we want you guys to talk about what you want to see. And with that, I release you. Thanks, man.
Mira, you stood in time? Oh.
Also, guys, if you're not keeping your sign, we'll gladly take them over here and we can distribute them at another protest. Thanks.
Oh, I did not see that.
Okay, for everyone that's 18 right now or 17 and will be 18 by November 6th, we have voter registration set up. We can help you through any process that you need. We'll get everyone registered to vote. So come on over.
Sorry.
All right, for everyone eating out on the field or if you're staying in the bleachers, we like to keep our environment clean, so please throw away all your trash, both so we don't have to clean it up and also keep the earth clean.
Where are you going? I know. I'm gonna register the vote. While the line notifications are rolling, if everyone's going to be 18 and have not registered to vote yet, come
Wait, we might be able to. I have to get I'm only at 62%, because I was planning to, but you could get mine for a little while, and maybe it'd be a good way to
Can you join it?
Google Hangout.
I was going to download it. I don't have it on my laptop. It doesn't stream out here. I don't think we have the network out here. We tried it yesterday.
What are the time people when you say?
Yeah, if they're like.
Hopefully not Twilight.
Kind of, no, like actually same. I was like, okay, I think they
There's something like outcast.
It's not even my family.
Maybe just Spain. Yeah. Only
Like my teeth are like bad.
don't like
Next year.
No, I won't be in the future.
I like I'll shave them. Like me?
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty, and I got 15. I'm also
I took 17.
Well.
Lance and lots of no, God. Stop shaking it. I mean, it's like
I will.
But since I have such stories, I didn't expect this. I think that like that. So if I have at all, then like they will win it. So that's why I have one.
Oh, wait, and then like.
Yeah, like in the back. You have them too. And they like I keep mine off because like it's I went to like 10:40 and I was like, that was
Oh, yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm here for like that was
She doesn't even try. Every time I look at like my dad. That's literally like what she does though. Read something here for you. Yeah. I'm discriminating.
Can all the red shirts come up here for a group picture?